Welcome to DIY Dave. I'm Dave, and today we are going to be putting together a pop-up greenhouse. Got it just the other day, so still in the box. Let's open it up and let's see how easy it is to put together and see what we think. Stick around. If 2020 taught us anything, it's safe to say that we've learned that we need to be a little bit more self-sufficient. Earlier in the season, we had trouble finding, everybody knows this one, toilet paper. But we also had trouble finding canned foods available to feed our families. And so we've decided we need to really work on improving our gardening. And this year we decided that we should get a greenhouse. Normally I jump in both feet all the way up to my knees before I stop and think about what I'm doing. Well, this time we're going to go with a pop-up greenhouse that I got on Amazon. I'll put a link to it down in the description. But here we go. Let's put it together. So, let's see what we got here. I think the easiest way to handle this is going to be just to let it slide out of the box using its own weight, maybe. And there we go. That's our greenhouse cover. We'll leave that in the packaging for now. And obviously this is our frame. As you can see, it just folds right out. Getting all of our packaging off of it. Seems to be well packaged and lots of air bubbles. The kids will enjoy that. Right off the bat, it doesn't appear to have any oh, wait a minute. I think there's instructions in this bag. All right. Hey, so I'm impressed. There's actually more than one page of instructions. Maybe 2 or 3. But I don't think we're really going to need this. From what I did research, it's best to have 2 people put this together so you can work together and get things on properly. I do believe I can do it by myself, so let's see how long and how hard it is for one person to do it. This is a 6 by 8, so it's not going to be anything huge, but it should give us room to do several trays of seedlings and possibly room for later in the season, seeing if we can't grow tomatoes year round. I do love my fresh tomatoes. Well, I believe at this point it might be a good idea to go ahead and get the cover out and put that on. Once again, they've got it in a nice plastic sleeve to protect it. Hopefully it doesn't need a whole lot of protection because it's going to be out in the elements and there's going to be cats and other critters probably roaming around. All right. All right. I believe we've got it turned the right way here. And I believe it's going to just slide right over. What do we do? We can figure out which side's up. Okay. So I need to start by looking and seeing where the bottom of the zipper is so that we can get this laid out correctly. And the zippered edge should be on the front and the back. So pretty easy to figure that one out. Be pretty careful at this stage so that you don't end up ripping it on the frame. So I wouldn't recommend yanking it or anything. Just kind of work it over the frame. Putting it up just a little bit at a time so you get to where you can tell where the corners are at. I believe that's my front left corner. And front right corner. So now we should be able to go ahead and work it the rest of the way over. As you can tell, it's kind of unzipping the door as I work here, but that's okay. At some point, we're going to need to actually get up underneath it so we can push it on up. So, well, it appears to be pretty well aligned. So now I'm going to go inside and push up from the inside, and we should have a greenhouse. I don't know if you heard that, but as I brought it up, you heard that very satisfying click. You knew it was in place. So I do appreciate that, because sometimes you put these things together and you don't know if you've got it in place and it falls down on you. This one, there's a nice click. So good on that. As you can see, the roof has now tightened up a little bit. All of our corners seem to be in the right place. Okay, so now we need to get the legs fully raised. Might need to see the instructions for this, but it looks like it's just a little clip that we need to either push in or, oh, there we go. So that's got it up to the first notch. Pretty simple here. First notch on that one. We'll just do the same thing on all four corners. Okay, so as you can see, we've got it lifted up, enough room that we can actually walk in it. And need to go around and make a few minor adjustments at the corners to get them straightened out. As you can see, this one's a little bit out of whack, but not a problem adjusting that, as you can see. So, I'm pretty well satisfied that we are pretty much ready to go. There are some Velcro straps on the inside to strap it to the pole so it stays a little bit better. Why don't we step inside and look around a little bit. Now, as you can see, right up here at the top, there's extra fabric to protect the edging as we go along. Seems to have a fairly good seam right through here, but this should protect from it tearing against the framework. And then here we have some Velcro that will strap on these poles to keep it in place, because you don't want it blowing off. It is a thin plastic, so obviously the wind could very easily cause us issues. And you can still see the sun coming in through it. This is one of the green covers. It's got the fabric inside of the plastic, so it'll help give it more stability. It's not going to be as thin and easily to tear, which is kind of important. We've got several cats around, and I have seen raccoons wandering through our yard, so they could be an issue. Now from the inside, you can grab this zipper and unzip it right up through there. And then on the other side, once I've got this a little more stabilized, a little difficult to do with one hand until it's fully stabilized, but it's unzip right up. We've got a back door and we've got a front door, so we can enter from either side. It's also got some windows on each side that can be rolled open and allow you to vent so that you don't get a lot of humidity in here. Now, I've never done a greenhouse before, but from my research, you do want to have some ventilation. Now, as far as raising the legs, this was pretty simple. It's just a little press-in button, and then you slide it up. Now, it's only got one notch, it seems, I think. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. It's actually got two notches. So the two notches will get it up almost completely off the ground. From my research, I have learned that it's probably better to set it down a notch. And unless you happen to be 7 feet tall, that shouldn't be an issue. Because as you can see, I've got plenty of room to stand up without any issues at all of me bumping my head or knocking my cap off or anything like that. So I would recommend, based on my research, to set it down to the first notch, and that way you'll have a good amount of the cover to put either some blocks on or some wood, something to help hold it down. These are very lightweight, so the wind would pick it up and destroy it. If it doesn't destroy it, it's likely to knock your plants over, which will really be disheartening. So that is the 6x8 pop-up greenhouse from Eagle Peak. It was very easy to set up, and it's very portable, so we can move it around to wherever we want. So we're going to try it out, and we'll try out different locations. That's the one wonderful thing about it being portable. Now, once I have finally picked a permanent location, we'll want to put down a good solid surface for our flooring so that we don't have weeds and bugs crawling up through the floor. But for this year, it's probably just going to be temporary, and we'll move it to where we feel like we get the best sunlight, where we get the best ventilation, the protection from weather, because I think it's in a good location right now. It should get plenty of sunlight but still be protected from the wind. So I will give you my thoughts and review of this in another video. But as you can see, as far as setup, I hit the 5-star, because this was, what, 15 minutes maybe? I'm not even sure if it was that long. So I'll put a link for this down in the description below. I'll also put links for some of the books that I've read that helped me make my decision on this greenhouse, and some possibilities for other greenhouses later. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure that you click that subscribe button right down there, and also be sure you give us a big like and make comments, please. We enjoy comments, and we'll try to get back to you as soon as possible, and we will see you next time right here on DIY Dave. Y'all have a great day. I did forget to mention that it comes with stakes to put it in the ground so that it stabilizes it, and you've also got some nylon strings here to help tie it down as well. So it should be pretty stable even if there was windy conditions. I don't know that it would stand up to a hurricane or a tornado coming through, but I think it would withstand the kind of winds we get around here, which is usually less than 30 miles per hour even during our storms. So I'm going to get these put in and we'll call it a day. Y'all have a great one.